Yes, I liked him too. It's wearing that drill sergeant of the Marine Corps uniform. Oh yeah, that I always liked that. He and who was it? The Sheik. They had those great battles there. Okay, right now, Rey Mysterio Jr. is going to be wrestling. So I've got the TV on here at the radio desk here. I'm keeping the volume turned down so you don't hear the sound there. But I don't know. I think he's going to be wrestling some guy. Last name is Cross or something. That's coming up in a couple minutes. This is what I do every Friday night. I had the TV on so I can watch the wrestling there, and also at 9 o'clock, I think it's on the. I think it's on the Sci-Fi or whatever. The AEW wrestling is on there. They got on that organization. They got some of the former stars of the WWF wrestle on. Chris Jericho and some of these other guys. Sting. Oh yeah, they're definitely on there too. I'm sure many of you remember Tony Schiavone, the announcer for it was a WWF, WCW, and WWE, where he's working for AEW now. So okay, okay. Sounds good there. Let's see. Before we continue, do we have any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, this is K9GCR, Net Control of the Friday Night Fun Net. My favorite wrestlers, other than the ones I met, let's see, way back in the day, when we used to watch, let's see, AWA, like All-Star Wrestling there on the Channel 13 Sunday mornings at 11 o'clock. That was must-see TV back in the day. The Crusher. The wrestler who made the Milwaukee famous, the one, the only Crusher. He had a cousin, Dick the Bruiser. He used to wrestle out of both Chicago and Milwaukee. And another wrestler back in the day, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Ooh, styling, profiling, walking down that aisle. Oh, that guy was a character, but I liked him too. That's for sure. Yep, Nature Boy Ric Flair. All right, let's go with Norm, K9RGD in Orfordville. What's going on with you? Who was your favorite all-time professional wrestler?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Jim, I never followed professional wrestling or any kind of wrestling. It just wasn't my interest. In fact, the only wrestler name that I can think of is Hulk Hogan, but he's already been mentioned, and I know the name, but I don't know anything about him. So, thanks for the question anyway, and have a great net tonight. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
Okay, that sounds good, Norm. Hey, you have a good evening too. Thanks for checking in. I better let you go so you can hit the sax. Thanks for checking in. We'll talk to you next Friday night. Okay, AK9F, Dave and Boyd, are you still with us or are you designated? Okay, I guess he's designated. Well, that concludes my list. Do we have any more stations that like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? We were coming home with your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, or grocery shopping, or the show. If you just turned your radio on, or if you've been copying the mail for the last 35 minutes, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun that remain anywhere in the region. With crowd traffic, please call K9GCR.
Jimmy, Whiskey, Indian 9 Hotel Foxtrot, Janesville. Also check in KD9BBX. I guess she'll be in and out. Go ahead.
Okay, I've got both WI9HF Tad in Janesville got you checked in. I also got KD9BBX checked in. before I ask the question, Chad, how did your simplex net go last night?
It was about the same people we have every week here. 4 of us here, counting myself. So one of them checked in and bailed out right away, so I'm not sure what happened to Tom there, but we lost him right away. So, but yeah, it was okay. Thought we'd have more last night with the weather, but I guess not. So hey, if anyone wants to check in on Thursday nights, we'd really love to have additional folks join us for the Rock County Simplex Net Thursday, 7 p.m. on 146.400. And now I can hear people in Illinois, so that's not a problem. And as a matter of fact, Jimmy, I did a little test last night to see if people can switch to a little portable unit or handheld. Portable unit meaning like indoor setup or something like that. And Kevin in Roscoe, he had his little J-pole in the house on 510 watts. I was still able to hear. So that's a pretty good test of that. About 20 miles away, which really isn't that far, but it is good to know, just situational things like that to see if you can hear people with limited capability if they need to do it that way. And of course, Joe in Janesville and handheld, I heard him no problem. So that's how that went last night, Jimmy.
Okay, this K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun, the W9AXD Repeater Rockford Transformer Friday Night Fun, that Chudware and Rayborn. Just before the start of the Northern Illinois Skywarn training that last night, I briefly switched over to the 146-400. I was going to see if I could get in just to check in short time, but unfortunately, all I heard was just nothing but noise. And well, somebody was transmitting, but it was just too noisy. So I thought, well, I'll just forget about it. So, okay, son, that's the way it goes there.
Yeah, for sure. We'll give it a shot next week. I would think you'd hear me. I can hear you pretty good on the input most times. I'm only using 45 watts here, but yeah, like I say, give it a shot. So, thanks for the attempt, though. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, sounds good. Now, I'm gonna ask you, Chad, who is your favorite all-time professional wrestler? That's what we're talking about tonight.
Well, the other fella, I'm gonna say I didn't follow that. Although on the farm as a kid, I was a teenager, I guess, 15 maybe, a little less than that. When I was on ABC all the time, we come in from milking cows, and we had a little black and white TV. That's the only channel we can get. Up north by Wausau, we got Channel 7, Channel 20, and Channel 9 all on Rib Mountain, and we could only get Channel 9. So we were kind of stuck on Saturday nights watching wrestling. But, so I gotta say, maybe, I don't know, Hulk Hogan, I guess, for lack of anyone else. He's kind of this bravado there, and look at me, I'm tough, that kind of thing. I guess they're all kind of that way. My dad, we always joked that, these guys act like they hate each other, but they probably all go out for a beer afterward, Jimmy.
Boy, ain't that the truth. I can definitely believe that. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. I always kind of wondered. I wonder what goes on in the arena after they go off the air. After Friday Night SmackDown goes off the air later tonight, or Monday Night Raw. I just kind of wonder when they go to. I just kind of wonder what happens after they go off the air. I would kind of wonder. I heard they probably do something for just after they go off there. They probably do something for folks in the arena. So I'm just kind of wondering, maybe they might all come out in the ring and they take a bow or what have you or what have you. I was often wondering about that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun to know that. I don't think we'll ever know. That might ruin the illusion, though, if they did be all fun out there, all buddies. That might wreck the illusion there, Jimmy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you got a point there. Okay, Chad. Hey, once again, good luck with your HF net. I hope you start getting big turnouts. You know, when this net started back in 2008, 2009, were like the lean years, as I call them. It was in its infancy. Sometimes we had as many as 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 check-ins or what have you. So maybe eventually in time, maybe your audience will start building up or what have you.
Yeah, roger that. We'll just keep plugging away at it. So it's good to have fun. It's a little more fun than last time I did it. I have a lot more range. That definitely makes it more fun. So yeah, we hope to keep it going, and maybe we'll get some more people. Every once in a while, we get a newcomer. So you know, that's always a hope. So anyway, back to net, Jimmy. I got a fight with my TNC here. It reset twice in 5 minutes on me. I got a feeling my old cam TNC here is in need of a backup battery. So I might have to pull that apart one day and check out that battery and see if I have any laying around. So 7-3. Thanks for attempting to check in last night, Jimmy. Like I say, feel free to check in next week if you have a minute. I would think you should be able to hear me. So anyway, 7-3, back to net, W9AXD.
Okay, Chad, sounds good. I'll try to check in about 5 minutes before 7, or whatever that way. Thanks, thanks, Chad. We'll talk to you later. I'm sure we'll probably hear you on Sunday night on the Greene County net. Thanks for checking in, and thanks to KD9VBX. I also got her checked in too. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun net? What's going on?
Good evening, Jimmy and the net. This is Kilo Bravo 9, Zulu Delta Delta, Mike out by Davis.
KB9ZDD, Mike, and by Davis and Steamson County. How did you survive the ice storm?
Well, conveniently we survived. I appear to have taken some antenna damage because one of my radios doesn't seem to be hooked to anything anymore, although the antenna is still flying, so I'll have to crawl up there once the ice all melts. I've still got quite a bit of ice on everything. We lost about 3/4 of one big maple tree, about an 80-footer, and a bunch of smaller branches. We, unlike a lot of people, never did lose power, so overall, we came through it pretty well.
Stand by hotline. Okay, this is K9RFD with the Friday Night Fun net on the W9AXD Repeater in Robert. That was Mike, KC9DDF in Elgin. He checked on the Friday Night Fun net hotline. Let me get my red pen and I'll check him in. And Mike, I'll get back to you. Hold on. Okay, we got checked in there. Okay, Mike, as I was saying, we did not lose any power here at all. We almost did Wednesday night before the start of the 7 o'clock Stevenson County areas. The lights flickered, but they came back on. But I was able to do both the nets, as you know, Wednesday and on the 7 o'clock and the 8 o'clock nets, the Aries net and the SWAT net, respectively, and that was about it there. So okay, and no, we don't. It's a good thing 3-9 stayed on the air, or we would probably end up going to George's repeater for the SWAT net, and I would have to use my HD. I would have to use my flashlight too. So that's the way it goes.
I know up here in the village itself, just to the north of me here, they were out of power for about 24 hours, so it was a little rougher for them up there. I
was talking to John K9 OBJ this morning. He called me. He said they were all, like Galena was without power, McConnell was without power, Cedarville was without power, Orangeville was without power, Winslow without power. I was saying, I don't know how many calls, times they got, I think they got called out 18 times throughout that, the day and the evening hours for those power lines. K9ZDD, Mike, are you still on the air?
Yep, I am, Jim. Sorry about that. I was messing with this radio here. Yeah, there was quite a bit of down lines throughout the county, but ComEd's getting them cleaned up. Anyway, back to net. KB9ZDD. Thanks, Jimmy.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun, and the W9AXD Repeater Robert transferring for Friday Night Fun and Central and Report. You're welcome, Mike, but I ain't done with you. I'm asking everybody tonight. WWE Wrestling is coming to Rockford on this coming Sunday, February 26th at the BMO Center. I was asking you who your favorite all-time pro wrestler is.
Well, actually, I haven't ever watched wrestling. I guess the only ones I even know of are Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, and that's from some skits that they did back in the day. So I guess I'll have to pick those two.
Okay, Mike, sounds good. Well, no, Thursday morning, I did not go to bed until 4 o'clock yesterday morning because I was listening to the scanner. Power lines down all over the place and what have you there. Then last night, Orangeville Fire got called to a house fire. You probably know about this over on a mile south of the state line on Brobes Road in Orangeville District.
Yeah, I didn't actually go to that fire. That was in the middle of the night, and our department just sent a tender from Davis. A couple other guys took that, but I heard about it. Don't know a whole lot about it, though.
Okay, that sounds good, Mike. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. You have a good evening. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening rag tune. Thanks for checking in. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to run down the list. I'm sure we probably have many people listening who haven't checked in. I'm going to run down the list of some of the great professional wrestlers you had back in the day. Excuse me. Okay, I remember. Let's see, the Crusher, and the wrestler who made the Milwaukee famous, the one, the only, the Crusher, Dick the Bruiser, Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens, the Bashan brothers, Mad Dog and Butcher, Baron von Roski and Horst Hoffman, Ivan Putski from Poland. We'll see, Wahoo McDaniels, Billy Red Cloud, and oh boy, let's see. Some of the other ones from Larry Pretty Boy Hennig and Handsome Harley Race. Larry Hennig, he later became Larry the Axe Hennig. The Roger Kent, who was announcer of the All-Star Wrestling, he said that Larry Hennig was big enough to go bear hunting with a switch, and I could believe that too. I hope that jogged to some of your memories there. Oh yeah, Bolinsky, the truck driver, turned wrestler. Some of the great names of the past, way back in the day.
GDY checking in.
K9GDY, good evening, Jim. What's going on with you?
Jimmy, yeah, just checking in with you. I've just been reading the mail a little bit. I've got a net coming on 40 meters here with some people from the Grace Church. We're going to try to do something there on 40, but I just had a minute to check in. Probably going to be more like an in and out for the most part. How about favorite wrestler? How about the favorite wrestlers? Scrap Iron Kadaski. No, I'm just kidding. How about the Crusher? So, anyways, I'll just stand by here and give me in there for a check-in anyway. This is Kilo Delta 9 Golf Delta Yankee Jim on the north side of Beloit.
You're already checked in, Jim. Yeah, I mentioned the Crusher. George the Scrap Iron Kadaski. You're right, I forgot about that. And Jimmy the Greek. Oh, yeah. Black Jack Lanza. And gorgeous Bobby Heenan. Before he became the brain of Bobby Heenan. Hey, all right, Jim, I'm going to let you go so you can check into that other net. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun net. We'll talk to you down the line.
Roger that there, Jimmy. Have a good net. KD9GDY.
Okay, at this time, any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please phone out.
KD9EPZ.
K9EPZ, good evening, Al. What's going on with you?
I'm the 165 repeater talking to a group of people, and I have a message from Sam, K9MCC. If you could log in, said him he can't reach the repeater from where he is. He's down south of Amboy, down close to I-80, and he can't make it that far. Said he wish he could listen to the net. I explained to him if he can get on Facebook, he can, but he doesn't have home internet there either.
Okay, that's for sure. I've heard that station. Guy checking it. What is this called? Then I'm going to put him down as a check it.
Kilo Alpha 9, Mike Charlie.
Okay, I'll put him down as an HC, honorary checking. You can tell him that I checked him into the net there. So okay, that sounds great. Al, we're talking about professional wrestlers. I'm asking everybody, who is your favorite all-time wrestler, either now or back in the day?
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, yes, that was that whole family there was professional wrestlers. His dad was Stu Hart. They had that famous dungeon there at his home in Alberta and in Canada. Sad, his brother, the Rocket Owen Hart. Sad to say, he lost his life in the ring there during one of those pay-per-views back several years ago.
Yeah, it's. I think they're probably still suing them on that one, but yeah, I think and there's a lot more going on later on, and got more theatrical later on, but back in the earlier days, yeah, the Hart family was were good contenders.
Yes, they were. Yes, sir, yeah. Who was Jim the Anvil Neidhart, yeah. The Bret Hart, Owen Hart, and some other. One of his daughters, I think Natalia. I think she's wrestling too now. But they were definitely great guys. Oh yeah, another wrestler named by Jerry the King Lawler. He was something else there too.
I haven't watched much wrestling recently. I kind of got out of it when my children moved, when my children got old enough, because that was basically when I used to end up watching it, because I ended up watching it with my kids. But once they grew up and went out on their own, I wasn't really into it anymore.
Okay, I'm watching the WTVO, and there's a Friday Night SmackDown on now. Who is it? Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. They were having it. I think there's got a little tussle there in the ring now. That show's about over. The 9 o'clock news is going to be starting now. So, excuse me, Al. Thank you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net, and your evening. And enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you down the line.
Hey, Jim, I'm probably going to QSY back to 165 if I did want to get in here tonight. So, 7-3, hoping that continues to do good for you. We're going to be QSY, KD9MED.
This is K9RFD, the Friday Night Fun, the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun, that's Central Report. Yeah. Tell KD9MED I got them checked into the net there. Talk to you later, Al. Do we have any more stations we want to check in? Please call now. Okay. Well, let's see. Just okay. One moment, please. I will be back. Hold on. Okay. This is the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting from Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. Let's see what's going to happen here. Well, the Friday Night SmackDown is over. I want to see if they're going to have a newscast on Channel 39. As you know, you were watching the news yesterday that WTVO, the guy wires came loose on their tower, and their tower was starting to go a little bit, so they had to evacuate the building. This was during the newscast at 8:30 yesterday morning. So the crew at the news team had to go to Robert Rivets ballpark. That's where their temporary setup is for the news. So that's I'll tell you what, that's probably the first thing that they wanted to be on the safe side. So they had to evacuate the building because there was a danger of that tower might come down. But fortunately, everything is safe and sound. I don't know when they'll be back out at their studios. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Okay, any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. Okay, well the 9 o'clock news is on now. Jordan Wolf is on the air doing the weather. So okay, let's just see what kind of a setup they got going on there. Do we have any more stations who want to check in? Please call now. it's 24 degrees in Rockford and 27 degrees here in Freeport. The wind chill with the 15 degrees. So I'm just watching the radar. We're supposed to get some snow flurries coming in here. Okay, I'm still here. Okay. Supposed to be 35 degrees by 12 noon tomorrow, and by 3 p.m. 38 degrees. So anything that falls will melt. So that's good news. Okay. I want to tell you, everybody knows about what happened with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3 back in 1987. So, but I want to tell you, okay, Eric Wilson is on. He's not wearing a suit and tie. He's just wearing a white shirt there. He's got his red laptop computer there on. So they're going to go ahead with the newscast there. Okay, now, back in a year after their famous epic battle at WrestleMania 3, it looked like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant were going to wrestle for the championship in WrestleMania 4. I'll tell you what, just before that, NBC had a special, one moment please. Okay, they're showing pictures of the tower at the WTVO. Oh boy, look at that, will you? They're showing. Oh yeah, they're showing. Okay. Sorry about this, folks, but I'm just letting you know what's going on at the WTVO. You're on WQRF now. But Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, it looked like they were going to wrestle for the championship again at WrestleMania 4. On a Friday night, NBC had a special WWF wrestling show. It showed Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant wrestling. Well, everybody knows about the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Well, Andre the Giant was kind of working for DiBiase. They had the match. I'll tell you what happened. Andre the Giant pinned to Hulk Hogan. And what happened was, Andre the Giant was presented the belt. But here's what happened. Now, this is a true story. That referee turned out to be phony baloney. It was not the real referee. And what Andre the Giant did, he said he was heavyweight champion for about 2 minutes. He said, I'm resigning the title. I'm turning it over to you, Mr. DiBiase, and that was about it. So there was a lot of controversy. They didn't know whether what to do, whether to get the championship back to Hulk Hogan. Well, what happened was, I think it was Jack Tunney, who was the WWF president at the time. He declared the heavyweight championship to be vacant. That was to be decided at the WrestleMania. There was supposed to be a tournament. What happened was, Hulk and Andre were involved in that. But during that WrestleMania, they had that tournament, and it ended up Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant they were both outside of the ring. They were both counted out. Well, of course, that was staged, of course. We all know that. That's how Randy Macho Man Savage defeated Ted DiBiase to win the championship back at WrestleMania 4. So that's the story of what happened a year after Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan had that famous battle. All right, that's enough of that. Do we have any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Whoa, let me turn the TV down. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Okay, here's what we're going to do, something we haven't done in a while. We're going to do a Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. This is for the benefit of those new ham radio operators who are studying for their, I should say, potential new ham radio operators who are studying for their license. We have a lot of people who listen to this net because they can't listen to police communications anymore unless you have a very expensive digital scanner. We can still listen to fire and EMS communications like they were definitely busy for the past couple of days and nights here. We have people who enjoy listening just for the enjoyment of it. But this is really for the benefit of those who are studying for their first ham radio license. All right. First question, okay, commission's rules. Okay. Which of the following is part of the basis and purpose of the amateur radio service? A, providing personal radio communications for as many citizens as possible. B, providing communications for international non-profit organizations. C, as advancing skills in the technical and communications phases of the radio art. D, all these choices are correct. Which of the following is part of the basis and purpose of the amateur radio service? A, providing personal radio communications for as many citizens as possible. B, providing communications for international non-profit organizations. C, advancing skills in the technical and communications phases of the radio art. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KB9ZDD, it's going to be C. Charles.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. Which of the following is part of the basis and purpose of the amateur radio service? Correct answer, C. Charlie. Advancing skills in the technical and communications phases of the radio art. Part 97.1 of the FCC's rules is the basis and purpose for the amateur service. I'm not going to read all that. So, hey, Mike, did you hear the phone ring when I had that check-in?
I did. I heard that in the background.
Okay, I was wondering about it. I'm using a brand new desk mic here. That's because I wasn't sure whether anybody would be able to hear that or not. It's a Motorola MD-12A BJ. Kevin, W9KLG connected it as I think it was last month there, so they're working beautiful. Okay, let's find another question here. All right. I want to go to a different chapter here. Stand by. Oh, that one's too easy. I'm not going to read that one. Okay. Okay. What is a band plan beyond the privileges established by the FCC? A, a voluntary guideline for using different modes or activities within the amateur band. B, a list of operating schedules. C, a list of available net frequencies. D, a plan devised by a club to indicate frequency band usage. What is a band plan beyond the privileges established by the FCC? A voluntary guideline for using different modes or activities within an amateur band. B, a list of operating schedules. C, the list of available net frequencies. D, a band devised by a club to indicate frequency band usage. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9MED is guessing A alpha.
Okay, we got you there, Kerry. I think there was another station trying to get in there. Was there another station trying to get in there? Go ahead. Okay, I guess you are correct, Kerry. You are correct. Was a band plan beyond the privileges established by the FCC? Correct answer is A alpha, a voluntary guideline for using different modes or activities within an amateur band. Amateurs created band plans that help organize the different modes and activities. It's important to keep in mind that band plans are voluntary agreements designed for normal conditions. They are not regulations, and amateurs are expected to be flexible. Ham radio license manual page 6-1. Find another one. Okay. Okay. What property of a radio wave defines its polarization? A, the orientation of the electric field. B, the orientation of the magnetic field. C, the ratio of the energy in the magnetic field to the energy in the electric field. D, the ratio of the velocity to the wavelength. What property of a radio wave defines its polarization? A, the orientation of the electric field. B, the orientation of the magnetic field. C, the ratio of the energy in the magnetic field to the energy in the electric field. D, the ratio of the velocity to the wavelength. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9MED still likes A alpha.
Well, I'm glad you do, Kerry, because you're correct. What property of a radio wave defines its polarization? Correct answer is A alpha, the orientation of the electric field. Polarization refers to the orientation of the radio wave's electric field. Ham radio license manual page 4-5. We'll find another one here. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Those of you who work CW should know the correct answer to this question by heart. Which of the following controls could be used at the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ? No, this is not a CW question. I'm going to read it anyway, though. Sorry about that. I got confused. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal return to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Alright, I'll jump in. KB9ZDD, that's going to be the RIT or clarifier.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? Correct answer is D delta, the RIT or clarifier. Receiver incremental tuning, or RIT, is a fine-tuning control used for SSB or CW operation. RIT allows the operator to adjust the receiver frequency without changing the transmitter frequency. This allows you to tune in a station that is slightly off frequency, or to adjust the pitch of an operator's voice that seems too high or low. Amrita License Manual, page 5-9. Okay, before we continue, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
Number 9, Echo Mike Kilo.
W9KLZ short time.
This is K9RFD Friday Night Fun Net, the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford. Transmitting for Friday Night Fun, that's it. We're in Freeport. W9KLG, Kevin, I've got you checked in short time. 7-3, have a good evening. Now, there was another station trying to check in. Other station, come back, please.
Number 9, Echo Mike Kilo.
November 9, Echo Mike Kilo. Good evening. We've got you checked in. What's going on with you? I'm asking a question tonight. Who is your favorite all-time professional wrestler, nowadays or back in the day when you were growing up?
All-time professional wrestler. I had a couple of them. I can't remember the one guy's name though. Right offhand there, Jimmy. Let me think about it a little bit.
Okay, you're always welcome to check back in there. We'll get back to you. Thanks. Any more stations want to check in? Please go on out. Okay, continuing on with the Friday Night Fun Net trivia. Okay. This is more of a simple question, but I want to read it anyway. Electrical power is measured in which of the following units? A, volts. B, watts. C, watt hours. D, amperes. Electrical power is measured in which of the following units? A, volts. B, watts. C, watt hours. D, amperes. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay. Electrical power is measured in which of the following units? A, volts. B, watts. C, watt hours. D, amperes. Well, the correct answer is B, Bravo, watts. Power is measured in watts, which are abbreviated as W. Amarillo License Manual, page 3-7. Okay, I'm gonna try to find another one here. Okay. What are the names of the electric controls of a bipolar junction transistor? A, signal bias power. B, emitter, base, collector. C, input, output, supply. D, pole 1, pole 2, output. What are the names of the electrodes of a bipolar junction transistor? A, signal bias power. B, supply. D, pull 1, pull 2, output. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KD9MED is going with B Bravo.
Okay, Gary, you are correct. You are correct. What are the names of the electrodes of a bipolar junction transistor? Correct answer is B Bravo, emitter, base, collector. The three electrodes of a BJT are the base, collector, and emitter. Ham radio license manual page 3-11.
DUT.
Yes, go ahead.
Put me down on the list.
Okay, is that you, Bob?
Negative. November 9 Zulu Uniform Tango. Checking in.
N-I-Z-U-T, okay, I got you checked in, Jeff. Haven't heard you in a while. What's going on with you?
Too much. Didn't have any electricity for about 5 hours. But other than that, life's good. That's all I got. N9 said UT.
Okay, hey, before I let you go, I'm asking a question. Now, World Wrestling Entertainment is coming to Rockford this coming Sunday, February 26th. You're going to be at the BMO Center. I'm asking everybody who your favorite all-time professional wrestler is.
I don't have one. So, never got involved with it, or was really interested in it. So, no comment.
Okay, Jeff, sounds good. Sounds good. Well, at least you were without power for 5 hours. That's better than a lot of people had powers for. They lost power for a couple of days here, but that was something else too. That storm.
Roger. Well, I'll let you get back. N9 ZUT.
73, Jeff. Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Any more stations want to check in? Please call now. Okay. Haven't done these kind of questions in a while. What are the toughest questions in your tech, general and extra Q&A? Your tower questions, of course. You new listeners, those of you who are going to be getting your new ham radio licenses sometime down the road, you're going to be involved in a tower climbing expedition. You're either going to be climbing the tower itself, or you're going to be part of the ground support crew. This next question, which I'm about to read, might put you over the top as far as getting your license. So, okay. All right. Which is the proper grounding method for a tower? A single 4-foot ground rod driven into the ground no more than 12 inches from the base. B, a ferrite core RF choke connect between the tower and the ground. C, a connection between the tower base and a cold water pipe. D, separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg mounted to the tower and each other. Which is the proper grounding method for a tower? Excuse me. A single 4-foot ground rod driven into the ground no more than 12 inches from the base. B, a ferrite core RF choke connected between the tower and the ground. C, a connection between the tower base and the cold water pipe. D, separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg bonded to the tower and each other. You tower climbers should know that answer this question by heart. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KB9ZDD, it'll be the 3 ground rods driven in, 1 for each leg of the tower.
You are You are correct, Mike. You are correct. What's the proper grounding method for a tower? Correct answer is D delta. Separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg, bonded to the tower and each other. Grounding rules for antennas and supports must be found according to your local electrical code. Towers should be grounded with separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg, bonded to the tower and each other. Sam Radio License Manual, page 9-17. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to read some general questions. Haven't done this in a while. Okay. All right. Okay. What is the appropriate action if, when operating on either the 30-meter or 60-meter bands, a station in the primary service interferes with your contact? A. Notify the FCC, the regional engineer in charge of the interference. B. Increase your transmitter's the power to overcome the interference. C. Attempt to contact the station and request it has stopped the interference. D. Move to a clear frequency or stop transmitting. What is the appropriate action if, when operating on either the 30-meter or 60-meter bands, a station in the primary service interferes with your contact? A. Notify the FCC, the regional engineer in charge of the interference. B. Increase your transmitter's power to overcome the interference. C. Attempt to contact the station and request it has stopped the interference. D. Move to a clear frequency or stop transmitting. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KD9MED says the book answer is probably D delta, but the temptation is B Bravo. I'll go with D delta.
You got a point there, Mike, but you are correct. You are correct. I agree with you on the other one, too. Okay, what is the appropriate action if, when operating on either the 30-meter or 60-meter bands, a station in the primary service interferes with your contact? Correct answer is D delta, move to a clear frequency or stop the transmitting. I hear you on that other one, Mike. Okay, let's see if we can find another one here. All right, here. Now, you CW operators should know the correct answer to this one by heart. What does the term zero beat mean in CW operation? A. Matching the speed of the transmitting station. B. Operating split to avoid interference on frequency. C. Sending without error. D. Matching the transmit frequency to the frequency of the received signal. What does the term zero beat mean in CW operation? A. Matching the speed of the transmitting station. C. Operating the split to avoid interference on frequency. C. Sending without error. D. Matching the transmit frequency to the frequency of the received signal. Anybody correct to answer this question? Repeat that, Mike. MED. Go ahead, repeat. You are correct, Mike. You are correct. What does the term zero beat mean in CW operation? Correct answer is D delta, matching the transmit frequency to the frequency of a received signal. Zero beat means to match the frequency of the transmitting station. When separate receivers and transmitters were the norm, a transmitter's frequency had to be adjusted to match the received signal's frequency. This was done by spotting, turning on the transmitter's low power stages and listening for that signal in the receiver. when the beat frequency between the desired signal and the transmitter's spotting signal reached zero frequency, or zero beat. The transmitter signal and the received signal were on the same frequency. General Class License Manual, page 2-13. Oh, here's another one. Okay, no, wait. Which mode is normally used when sending RTTY signals via AFSK with an SSB transmitter? A, USB, B, DSB, C, CW, D, LSB. Which mode is normally used when sending RTTY signals via an AFSK with an SSB transmitter? A, USB, C, DSB, C, CW, D, LSB. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9MED. Oh, it's time for me to get one wrong, Jimmy. We've had 2 deltas in a row, so let's make this one delta also. D delta.
Okay, Mike. Gary, but actually you are correct. Which mode is normally used when sending RTTY signals via an AFSK with an SSB transmitter? Correct answer is D delta, LSB. D, lower sideband LSB is used by convention for RTTY signals on all bands except 60 meters where USB must be used. There is no technical reason why LSB is preferred over USB for RTTY signals. General Class License Manual, page 6-9. Okay, which of the following can be determined with a field strength meter? A, the radiation resistance of an antenna. B, the radiation pattern of an antenna. C, the presence and amount of phase distortion of a transmitter. D, the presence and amount of amplitude distortion of a transmitter. Which of the following can be determined with a field strength meter? A, the radiation resistance of an antenna. B, the radiation pattern of an antenna. C, the presence and amount of phase distortion of a transmitter. D, the presence and amount of amplitude distortion of a transmitter. Anybody ever have the correct answer to this question?
Alpha Charlie 9, Golf Oscar. I say B.
Okay, Larry, H9GO, okay, repeat that again, please.
B, Bravo.
You are correct, Mike, you are correct. Which of the following can be determined with a field strength meter? Correct answer is B, Bravo, the radiation pattern of an antenna. By placing the field strength meter in different locations around the antenna, you can determine the relative field pattern of the antenna. It refers to another question. So, well, AC9GO, okay, hey Larry, in Rockton, what's going on with you?
Not much. Just thought I'd check in and let you know I was still alive. AC9GO.
Okay, that sounds good there, Larry. Hey, I'm asking the question, who's your favorite all-time wrestler back in the day when you were growing up or today? WWE World Wrestling Entertainment is coming to Rockford to the BMO Center this coming Sunday. So I'm just kind of wondering, who's your favorite all-time wrestler?
Well, I'd have to say Dick the Bruiser. I thought you asked that last weekend.
no. Last weekend. Let me check my checking list from last week. But it was not anything to do with the wrestling. Oh, now wait a minute. That's right. The question last week I was asking a question. How are you in favor of having nets 7 nights a week? And the 10 the hams said they were in favor. But that was the question last week.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Somebody asked that not too long ago, and I was thinking it was you last weekend, but maybe it was just some other time and place. Yeah, I'm getting old and forgetful. How about you, Jimmy? How are you doing? KC9GO.
So that was about it there. I got plenty of food and other stuff here for the last several days here.
Hopefully we're not going to have to worry about that too long. We are getting a little, a few snow flurries out there now, but it's, I don't know, things have, I think, pretty well evaporated here in Rockton anyhow. Of course, you got a little more snow there, didn't you?
We didn't hardly get any snow at all here. It was mostly rain and the ice and what have you here.
Oh, okay. I guess it was ice you were getting a lot of there last week. And but anyhow, some of the trees were really pretty. Going out, took a look at a few of them today, and my wife got a few pictures. I got a few pictures, but they weren't as good because I was having trouble seeing the screen and the daylight. But anyhow, also saw a lot of limbs broke off, so I think we're going to have a few trees that really suffered. With that, back to you, Jimmy, KC9GO.
Okay, sounds good there, Larry. Hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening rag tune that. So always a pleasure talking to you, K9GCR. Okay, are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please go now.
KC9GCR, K9FLO.
K9FLO, good evening, Dean. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Running a tad late. Almost forgot about the net. I was busy watching the news, so wow. Sorry. How's it going, Jimmy?
I'm doing fine. Don't be sorry. This is about your time to usually check in anyway. I got the TV on. I'm watching the news here too. I'm watching Channel 39. There.
Yeah, I was too. At their alternate location. How about that?
Yeah, that's for sure. I didn't know what happened until I watched the Channel 13 news at I think it was at 6 o'clock last night. They saw what was happening there with their tower. I thought, oh boy, I'm going to switch over to the TVO, and sure enough, they were at that temporary location at the Rockford Rivets baseball park there, and they were just showing the Candace King when she was doing the weather. She had to resort to old school tactics. They're like, well, you remember back in the day when you used to watch Bob Kevern on Channel 39 and Roy Spomberg on Channel 13. They had their pens out there drawing stuff on the weather map. That was almost like it was back in the day there. That's what Kansas King did last night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that brings back memories. Who was Bruce Richardson did the news. Yep, Bob Kevern, weather, and sports. Was that Mike Lewis? Is that right, Jimmy?
No, that was Bob Lewis. He was originally from Detroit, Michigan, but he was a die-hard Cub fan. Remember?
Okay, that sounds about right. I couldn't remember his first name, but took a guess at it. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's something. Well, I hope they get it fixed. It sounds like they don't have it fixed yet, but it's one of those things that better be safe than sorry.
I was told that happened about 8:30 yesterday morning. They were still on the air with a newscast on Channel 39. The chief engineer told everybody to get out of the building. The guy wires are coming loose, and the tower was kind of slammed down a little bit. They evacuated the neighborhood there too. The sheriff's department and fire department, EMS came along. Yeah, that's what happened. As you noticed, that tonight they were able to show off of the pictures there along with the newscast, so they at least got something going. Of course, let's see, who was it? Eric Wilson was there. He's not wearing the regular suit and tie. He's just wearing a white shirt there.
That's probably because he's not at his home location and more laid back. And here we go. The sports is on, and he's got a sweatshirt on. I think it is Channel 17 sweatshirt, of course. So, yeah, that's something to have that happen. Don't have that happen very often. The last event we had for that was Channel 23 News' tower coming down, and that was big-time news and quite an event there. Do you remember that? Gosh, it's probably been, 20, 30 years ago?
The early morning hours of July 5th, 2003. I remember the day after the 4th of July. We lost power here for, I say, about 4 hours, but Channel 23's tower blew down. They were able to see, we were still able to pick them up on our cable, but you couldn't pick them up over the air.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that was quite an event. Hate to, have that stuff happen, but I tell you what, those are really big towers. I don't know how big the 17 is, but I think it's probably the 750, which is up there quite a ways. Now they're kind of changing things around. 23 out here to me is they're pretty feeble in strength. And I believe they've put up some kind of a repeater out here, which repeats the signal so we can get it up here on the state line. I'm not sure on that, but they were talking about doing that to make up for they had to go down to low power because of the frequency and all this other stuff. So they come in fine now, but I have the option. I can watch it on cable too, but I usually like watching it over the air just for the better picture quality. KC9 GTR, K9RFD.
Yeah, I hear you, Dean. That's for sure. Now at your location, are you able to pick up the Madison stations there, like a 3, 21, 27, or anything like that over there, or not?
Well, I hate to say it, but they come in stronger here than the Rockford stations do. Whatever deal, the Madison stations, especially 3 and 27, they were able to maintain. They went to a new tower system back 2 or 3 years ago, a higher tower, and I think they're all using the same tower. Quite a setup to meet the new FCC requirements and all this and that. And they come down here really good. Unfortunately, they're as strong, if not stronger, than the Rockford stations, which are less than half the distance. So, yeah, due to that, they had to sacrifice their frequencies, at least 23 did, for the new cell service or the new 5G, so they lost their frequency, and yeah, it's too bad, but I could tell the difference here. They're certainly not. 13's another one too that's not like it used to be. You know, maybe if we had 500,000 people living here, that'd be a different story, but we're kind of at the other end of the spectrum there, Jimmy.
Oh, okay, son, that sounds good. Yeah, when we lived in the small town of Rydie, we had like a, I don't know what, we had like a little dipole, I don't know, dipole antenna or a TV antenna on our chimney. We could get, well, back in the day it was a 2 or the 3 Rockford station, and we did get channel 3 out of Madison. It was the only Madison station that we could get, so actually we get 3 or 4 stations. But yeah, that's what their signal was really strong there back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. We had the same thing because we watched the Chicago stations. We lived in the west side of Rockford, and we had one of those. Oh, I'm trying to think what they called. It looked like a bed frame, and it would pick up the Chicago station, namely channel 5 and 9. And Rockford, well, the 13 I think was the first one that was on, and oh gosh, what was the next one? 39 in those days was 39. And those are the first to come on, but 13 was, I think, the first one to come on the air. And so, yeah, boy, we're really dating ourselves there, Jimmy.
Yeah, the 39 was the first station that came on there in Rockford. 13 came on there several months later. You know, 1953. You know, this will be the 70th anniversary of those 2 stations coming on the air. I'm sure we'll probably hear a lot about them during the summer months.
Yeah, you're right about that. I forgot they were really close. But I was thinking it was 13, but 39. You're probably right on that. Yeah, they did back in the days of what do they call Roddy Mac, and oh, I can't think of the other. I remember watching. I remember as a kid, Cub Scouts. We went out 39 and forgot what the name of the show was that we were all audience to, and that was kind of fun doing that. Boy, that's right, Jimmy. We're really dating ourselves.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, that was I don't know what the name of the show was, but that was Captain Bob. Was Bob Thompson the channel at WTVO? I think he was in sales or what have you, and Melvin the Clown.
Yep, that's right. And who was the one that had the like he'd cranked the projector? Which one was that? Was that the Captain Bob?
Yeah, that was the Captain Bob there. They had like I don't know what it was, like a projector, like, kind of like an old TV or something like that. But yeah, but that's what it was. That was the old Captain Bob show.
Okay, I remember that because, like I said, I think we were there. It was part of Cub Scouts, something like that, and we were in the audience, and they had some kind of a drawing, and I won a rifleman rifle from the show while I was there. So I always remember that event for winning that. Back in those days, you know, kids had rifles to play with. Unlike nowadays, they use real rifles, so a lot of times have changed. KC9GCR, K9RFD.
Yeah, that's for sure. Speaking of TV and all that stuff there, I'm asking the question tonight. who is your favorite all-time professional wrestler? World Wrestling Entertainment is coming to Rockford on this coming Sunday, the 26th, at the BMO Center in downtown Rockford. A lot of professional wrestlers going to be. I'm asking everybody who your favorite all-time wrestler was.
Oh boy. I don't know. Probably Hulk, I guess. I think his name was. Boy, I don't know. I didn't really follow it that much. No, it seems to me that's the name I'm thinking of. Maybe that's an actor I'm thinking of. Yeah. Glad to hear it's still around.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, on Channel 39, on Friday nights at 7 o'clock, they have a WWE Friday Night SmackDown. That's pro wrestling there. Monday nights it's WWE Raw. That's on the USA Network and the let's see. Then on Tuesdays also USA Network. It's NXT. That's another division of WWE. Wednesdays it's a different organization. All Elite Wrestling there on TBS. So you get to see pro wrestling almost every night of the week.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been to an event or anything like that, but never. Well, I think I did years ago, kind of follow it, but nowadays don't hear it that much anymore. Probably more. The events around here is more basketball orientated, and ice hockey, of course. Can't forget that. So, well, very good there, Jimmy. It's Friday, not much going on. Kind of stayed home today, somewhat. Had to go up and get some groceries. We're able to appreciate the price increases on everything. So, yeah, that's going to be real interesting going to the grocery store now. The only good thing was the prices of gas has come down, so that was a nice thing. But, man, I'll tell you what, things are changing for us, sir, Jamie, as we remember it.
Boy, ain't that the truth? That's for sure. Kurt has not signed on. He's not on the air tonight, so I might put him down as an honorary checking. So, Dean, I'll tell you what. Thank you for checking in. Good rank chewing with you as always. You have a good evening. Have a good night. We'll definitely talk to you next Friday night. So I'll say K9G shall be clear, and thank you for checking in the Friday Night Fun.
7-3, Jimmy. Talk to you later. Gosh, I see it's almost up on the 10 o'clock window there. Take care, K9FL.
7-3. Okay. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now.
KC9CFL checking in. No traffic.
KC9 and CFL. Good evening, Mike. What's going on with you?
Not much. Things are getting better. I was out with pink eye, and then I had a really bad cold, and it's been rough. So that's getting better, which is good. My daughter is in the Girl Scouts, and my wife is in charge of cookies. So we had like 400 cases of cookies in our house at one point last week. So it's been interesting. KC9, CFL, back to you, Jimmy.
Okay, that sounds good. How did you weather the storm there the past couple of days?
I was fine. We had a power outage for maybe an hour. I pulled my truck into one of our big outbuildings, so it didn't get covered in ice, and my wife parks in our garage that's attached to our house, so other than the hour power outage, it's no big deal. But if we needed to, we got a generator. I've got a Mr. Buddy heater. We've got electric heaters if we need them. Got a couple electric blankets, and then I have 2 or 3 battery banks that I built that I can plug in LED lights into, and it'll run those for days. So
So, yeah, we're pretty good.
Well, that's good. We, our lights flickered a few times there, but that was about it. But we were able, my neighborhood, we were able to have power there throughout. A lot of whole sections of Freeport and Stevenson County were without power. All the different fire departments there got called out. I don't know how many different times of trees and wires down and what have you.
Yeah, my Uncle Brian, they live down in Carpentersville area, Carpentersville, Illinois, kind of like by Elgin, more towards Chicago suburb. And their tree next door came down and took out their power lines, and they got video of it starting on fire. It's sparking all over the place, and ComEd told them they won't have power until at least Saturday.
Let's hope they give it a have it on soon there. Okay, hey, before I let you go. Okay, this is number 8 of the 30 original radio nut jokes. You know you're a radio nut when the $10 bargain you got at the flea market that smoked up the whole house when you turned it on is one of your prized possessions.
I love it. I love the radio nut jokes. KC9, CFL, back center control. Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah. Now, K9G, did I ask you who your favorite pro wrestler was or not? That's what we were talking about tonight.
No, you didn't. I had 2 when I was a kid. I was an Undertaker fan, just because I thought it was so cool that he would sit straight up in the ring and he would put people in a coffin. Thought it was great. And then I was an Andre the Giant fan. I really liked him. In wrestling and personally, seeing him on TV and reading some of the books about him and stuff. Huge man with a huge heart. So.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, John KD9OBJ said his favorite wrestler was the Undertaker there too. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Okay, Mike, I'll say 7-3. Have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, they're going to be in Rockford this coming Sunday night at the BMO. So I'll let you know that. Thank you. Have a good evening, and thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. K9G.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. 7-3. Also, a bit of history. Andre the Giant holds the record for drinking Miller in a can. He drank the most can. I forget how many it was, but he holds the Guinness Book of World Records.
Who was that again?
Andre the Giant holds the record for most beers drank in a certain amount of time. I forget how many it was, but I think it was Miller, and I don't remember how many beers it was. But yeah, he holds a world record for it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. Okay, Mike, 7-3. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. This is KC9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at. Lockdown! Lockdown! At this very moment, Winnebago County Jail is going on lockdown for the night. Kerry, K9MED, was telling me he listens to the jail frequencies on the scanner. Every night, exactly 10 o'clock. Dispatch can tell us the radios the correctional officers, I should say. Lockdown, lockdown. All the jailbirds are being put to bed now. Nighty-night, jailbirds. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Yes, you know what? I almost forgot. Several all-time professional wrestler back in the day, Vern Gagne. How in the hell could I have forgotten about him? Vern Gagne, yes. His son, Greg Gagne, and Jim Brunzell formed the great tag team, the High Flyers. So that was back in the late 70s, mid 80s. And there's another one you remember. You remember Jesse the Body Ventura? I sure do. He went on to become governor of Minnesota. He was elected governor of Minnesota on the independent ticket, on the Ross Perot's Reform Party ticket. Jesse the Body Ventura. He was something else, too. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, I got the news on WTVO now. They're showing the pictures of the tower. They're showing them that they got their setup at the Rockford Rivets ballpark. I just switched over for the 10 o'clock news. So, okay. Now, let me give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. Right now, the Night Watch net just now got started. It's on 443.750 Repeater in Chicago, PL 114.8 plus offset. That net runs 7 nights a week. They have different net control operators every night. I haven't been able to pick them up so far this week. That's the way it goes. Don't forget tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater, we got the Saturday evening Ractu net. I believe, Larry, just a minute. I got to think who will be the net control. Yeah, I think. Oh, tune in tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, find out who'll be net control. Okay. We got the Saturday night fun net also at 8 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, PL 1.7.3 minus offset. Tomorrow evening at 7:30. Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. we got the Greene County Aries Racing net. That is held on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe. The PL of 123.0 minus offset. Scott has not checked in as of this yet. That's Scott, K9YI. Net controls of the Greene County net. Let's see. It's a combination Aries Races and Ragtune net. Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with the PL 100.0 plus offset. The Big Thunder Amps Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net. The Whiteside County Aries Racing net is held also at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling with PL 114.8 minus offset. Shouldn't have any problem getting into that repeater. It's on the 300. The antenna is 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower. Monday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater, we've got the Monday night rah-rah headphone net. I ran the net this past Monday, so Larry K9KCT will do the net this coming Monday night. Now there's CW, there's Morse code practice at the end of that net. Also, the Lee County Aries Races group holds its Monday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon with a PL of 82.5 minus off. Okay, the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club holds its Monday evening net at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset. Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. we got two nets that take place. We got the, of course, we got the Tuesday Health and Tech net at 7 p.m. on this repeater with Larry K9KZT, AC9GO, I should say. And also at 7 p.m., the Rock County Areas Racing net is held on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, PL 123.0 minus offset. The Ogle County Amateur Radio net, just a minute. Okay, the guys down in Ogle County just started a brand new net. They first meet on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with PLV of 146.2 plus offset. Then they go to the 146.595 simplex, area simplex repeater for Ogle County. They have their simplex net. And when they get done with that net, they switch back over to the 165 repeater for the Ogle County Amateur Radio net for areas of Skymore. That net is held at 9 p.m. on Tuesday evening. Wednesday evenings, we have two nets here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. The first net is the weekly Steams County Aries Racing net with myself, K9GCR, net control. That's at 7 o'clock. At 8 p.m., we have our Wednesday evening swap net. That's also on the 3.9 repeater. I was net control this past Wednesday. Mel, K9RFD will be net control next Wednesday. He and I share duties of net control. That swap net runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to all traffic is handled. Mel, K9RFD breaks the amateur radio news line. 15-minute independent news broadcast about an entire amateur radio. Oh yes, I mustn't forget the Blight net at 7:30 p.m. Excuse me. Greater Boyd Amateur Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net at 7:30 p.m. on a 147.120 repeater in Boyd with a PL 123.0 minus plus offset, I should say. Okay, now Thursday evening at 7 p.m. If you were not with us last night for the Northern Illinois Skyward Trading Net, we had the net on this repeater last night. The 147.195 repeater is off the air, and we have no idea as to when that repeater will be back on the air. So, I guess until further notice, we'll be holding the Northern Illinois Skyward Trading Net at 7 p.m. on this repeater. Immediately following that net will be the Thursday evening Health and Tech net with yours truly, Jim K9GCR. Also, at 7 p.m., we got there's a simplex net, which is held on 146.400 simplex frequency in Janesville with Chad. W9AXD at your net control station. Okay. The Senile net is held every day, Monday through Friday, from 1,400 to 1,500 hours on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck. WD9BB as your net control station. Okay, now you're all caught up to date in your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters, and your member of any ham radio club. By all means, support your local club. Do we have any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, Mike, go ahead. Okay, Mike, I got him checked in, yeah. KF9SD, I put a little IC at the end of his call for internet check-in. So, okay. Thanks very much, Mike. Okay, any more stations want to check in? Please go on. Okay, now I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. K9RFD Tony, our EC here in Stevenson County. And, oh, by the way, I want to make this announcement. Next Saturday, March the 4th, will be our bi-monthly meeting of the State Line Amateur Radio Club. That we will be meeting at 12:30 p.m. next Saturday afternoon in the Freeport Public Library. There's going to be if anybody's interested in soldering, there's going to be a soldering class which will take place. Tony was able to find somebody with expertise in soldering, so that will take place next Saturday again at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. If you're not doing anything, come over and let's pack the place. Okay, it's Tony K9RFD. Now let's do it. N9TAB, Tracy. It's better have HC honorary check-in. We mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. A9. Silver Fox, HC honorary check-in. I talked to him on the phone Wednesday night. He said he's doing fine. We tried to call me on the radio. On the radio, he's using one of the older radios that he has. Something's wrong with the squelch. So I ended up talking to him on the phone. He's doing fine. I told him you want to advertise your radios, advertise him here on this net or on the Wednesday evening swap net. So that's good. I told him we miss we miss hearing his voice on the radio. Do check into the net. He said okay. All right. Next honorary check-in. K9FEO, Justin HC honorary check-in. And one of the best guys in the whole world, he doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N9ZO in the Belvedere. Oh yeah. Brandon, KD9LO in Molina, HC honorary check-in. John, KD9OVJ in McConnell, Illinois. He checked in the net last week. So, okay. His favorite wrestler was The Undertaker. I told him I was doing this kind of, ask everybody who your favorite wrestler was. He mentioned Undertaker. He said, you can mention it on the net. I said I would do so. Okay, let's see. All right. Let's see. Oh, Bob, N9ZXK. That's a mile west of me here. So, okay. Oh, who do we get? Let's see now. AC9JZ. HC honorary check-in. KC9ICH. HC honorary check-in. 40 check-ins so far. Okay. At this time, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. You know what? I was just thinking, George, N9WSQ must be on his way home. He didn't check in on the internet. He's checked into this net 3 weeks in a row on the internet. He must be on his way home. So hopefully he had a wonderful time down in Gulf Shores, Alabama. We thank you for checking into the net via the internet there. Okay. want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. You miss the Friday Night Fun Net when it's not on? Well, I do. I'll tell you what, there's a simple way. Sign up, go to the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, follow the instructions, sign in, and you can listen to past editions of the Friday Night Fun Net. You know, after we get done, this net will be posted. So you'll be able to hear this net along with last week's net or what have you. And with the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, every night, it's Friday night. Listen to Friday Night Fun Net all day, every day, or all night, every night, whatever your preference. Then I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN 232-3636, local Freeport number. We had John KC9DF check in on the hotline tonight. When I'm transmitting, you hear that phone ring. That's it. That's a real telephone ring, folks. Not that phony cell phone ring. And you've seen pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touch tone telephone. Okay. Okay. Are there any more stations who want to check in? Please call now. Okay, I'll tell you what. I think we're going to get ready to wind this net down. I think everybody's checked in who's going to check in. So I want to thank the members of Rah-Rah for allowing me to use this repeater to host it. I'm going to round down these check-ins. W9JTC, Jamie, AC9NW, A9VU, K9HKX, K9KZT, K9QPL, K9QPL, K9QDB, Brian, K9FOB, KD9MED, Mike was live streaming this net on the internet. KB9SSV, KD9MED, WX9RLT, KD9QDS, internet check-in, myself, K9G, share net control. K9RGG, Norm in Orberville, Wisconsin, AK9F, W9AXD KD9VBX is the better half. KB9ZDD, Mike Davis in Safety County, and my hotline check-in, K9DGF, John Elgin, KD9GDY, K9EPGL, KA9MCC, honorary check-in, W9KLG, N9EMK, N9ZUT, H9GO, K9FLO.
4LOS.
Repeat that, come back, please.
This is B4LOS, ball, B4LOS, copy.
Come back with your call and repeat it slowly, please.
Copy, B4LOS, B4LOS, over.
WB4LOF, okay, I've got you down.
Well, KB4LOS, you copy, sir?
Your copy here, what is your location?
Indeed, sir, Belvedere, over, copy.
Copy, you're in Belvedere, okay. I want to write that call down. WB4, come back with the rest of your call, please.
Copy, sir, copy.
I need your call, please. Let's try that one more time, please.
Copy.
Bravo. All right, we're going to move on here. Okay. I'm going to run down the list of the K9CFL, and then my honorary check-ins. KF9SD, N9ARB, W9TAB, N9TAB, A9SF, K9FEO, N9GO, KD9LOA, K9OBJ, N9ZXK, H9JZ, and then K9ICH. I got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40 at check-ins overall. And you know what? I got check-in Kirk K9N. HC honor at check-in. 41 check-ins. Okay. Do we have any more stations? We want to check the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call out.
Yep.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway. I'll be a real check-in, Jimmy.
And we also have an N0, an N0 station, November 0, Sierra Echo X-ray.
All right, let's repeat that call one more time. N0 and come back with the rest of that call.
Sierra Echo X-ray.
N0, all right, I got that, and repeat the last 3 letters of your call.
Sierra Echo X-ray.
Echo X-ray, I need that one more letter. Come back with that third letter, please.
N0. Sierra Echo X-ray.
All right, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you later. I want to talk to Kerr here. Kerr, K9N, what's going on with you?
Naked.
Jimmy, not much is going on with me. I laid down after dinner. And we had a late dinner, but the point would be I laid down and kind of fell asleep, and so I got up and came down here, and not much is happening. What's going on with you?
You know,
Nothing much is happening here. I've got a good turnout tonight. I was asking the question who your favorite all-time pro wrestler is there. A World Wrestling Entertainment is coming to Rockford on the 20 this coming Sunday. Be at the BMO Center. I was asking everybody who your favorite wrestler is or was back in the day.
You know, I really didn't watch any pro wrestling to speak of back in the day, Jimmy. You know, I've heard of different names, Vern Gagne and Hulk Hogan and different guys, but I'll tell you, I really didn't watch it, so I didn't really have a favorite. Over.
Okay, sounds good. Dean was on the air earlier. I think he was on there about 45 minutes ago or something. We talked to him for quite a bit.
No, that's good. I talked to him this morning a little bit on the CNOW net, but yeah, I was going to get on earlier, and I'll tell you, I just flat fell asleep. I was kind of tired from work today, but here I am. But no, Dean and I talked this morning a bit.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good there. Okay, Kurt, everything's working fine. Just to let you know, last night we ran the Skyward net on this repeater because 195 was down, and Ron gave us N2RON gave us the okay to do so. I just thought I'd let you know that.
That's fine. That's not a problem. If you have a problem with 195, you switch it to another repeater. But I understand. You know, the only concern I have, Jimmy, is because I do have it published in the ham rag, the area nets and stuff like that. You just try to be as consistent as possible, but when you do have to change some things, you just do.
That's for sure, and it was my understanding. I know in your Constitution and your bylaws, you got provision about that this repeater couldn't be used for Skyward or weather activity there too.
Oh, that's true. Okay, no problem. Other than that, Jimmy, I just thought I'd check in. I heard you say honorary check-in, and I thought, well, I'm going to check in with you and make sure you're doing okay, and I'll just be a real check-in now.
Okay, sounds good. I crossed off the HC Roderick check, so you're regular checking now, though. Okay, sounds good.
Okay, well, listen, I'll let you go. Talk to you later, Jimmy. And thanks very much. KC9GCR, KE9N.
Okay, sounds good. And with that, my page is full. I got exactly 42 check-ins. So, okay, I think I'm going to get ready to close this baby down. Thanks, Kurt. 7-3, have a good evening, baby. If we don't talk to you tomorrow night in the Rag 2 Network, that way they'll catch you on Monday night.
Okay, see you later. KE9N, I'll be clear.
Okay, now, folks, I want to thank everybody for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. It was a great net tonight. Let's see. Okay. We'll see what happens next week. I don't know what we'll talk about next Friday night, but tune in and find out. Okay. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk beyond the checkout counter, your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk beyond the counter at your convenience store. Be sure to tell your waiters, waitresses, your bartenders, your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell the clerk beyond be sure to tell your bank teller when you go to draw money from the bank. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter, your local post office, when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your garage mechanic, your new car dealer, your used car dealer. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your husbands, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. More check-ins are better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license. We do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee, or you clench your fist, or you sit in the clubhouse when the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the bull, you don't take your check-ins. And I almost forgot. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Okay. Plain and simple as that. Okay. This is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Whether about traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw.
Hey there, Jimmy. You know who this is? A 9 straight down the road from you there, about a mile away from you, to the west. I just turned it on. I thought I'd throw my call out there for you quick.
Okay, sounds good. I already got you down as an honorary check-in, but I'll remove that and I'll put you down as a regular check-in. Okay, I've got you checked in there, Bob.
How's the net do tonight?
It was great. I was asking everybody who your favorite pro wrestler was. There's going to be a wrestling exhibition this coming Sunday at BMO Center. WWE's coming to Rockford.
Yeah. My old favorite one just be Red Bastien.
Oh, yeah. Red Bastien and Billy Red Lion. Yes. The WA Tag Team Champions there at one time. Yes.
Yep, I remember back a match that my dad used to take us over to Boylan High School quite often, if not each month. They had him over there at least every other month when we was younger and everything. I remember when him and the guy that was with him, I can't remember who it was now, they was tag team champions. They got involved in a Hercules Cortez. That was it. No, maybe it wasn't. Somebody else. But anyway, that guy got hurt, and he was out there battling the guys by himself. And Wally Carble, I don't know if you remember him or not, he was promoter. They could have pinned him. He was dead on his feet, okay? I remember this. He sent out that Hercules Cortez. He was a big guy, strong as could be. He came out there and they was arguing. Bobby Heenan was arguing that he couldn't wrestle, and he says, "I'm the promoter. I can do what I want to do." So he. Anyway, I was a kid then. He was probably what, 12 years old, 13 years old, something like that, whatever. But he was something else.
Wally Carbo, yes, I definitely remember him. Mario O'Neill, more action coming up. Roger Kent, of course, he was the announcer back. That was must-see TV back then. Every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock on Channel 13. All-Star Wrestling. Yes, sir. That's right. Hercules Cortez. I remember him. That one arm, the backbreaker. Sad to say he lost his life in a traffic accident. I think Red Bastine ended up naming, he got the Crusher as his other tag team partner.
What it was before, it was wrestling in Bowinkle and Stevens, and Pepper Gomez was with them. They was the tag team champions, and they beat him to a pulp. He was injured. He couldn't carry on, and they took him out on a stretcher, and they had the first fall won. Bowinkle and Stevens, and he was there, and they could have pinned him 10 times, no problem. They pick him up and they let go of him, he falls straight down. I mean, and that's when Wally Carbo said in Hercules Cortez, I never forget that. He came in there and, he gave both of them that one-arm backbreaker, and he picked up Red Bastine, put him across them, and they counted him out. And he, they had the third round, all right, and he did the same thing there too, and they became partners. Then he got killed in a car accident. He was driving and he avoided an animal that came across the road and hit some trees, and he died from it. So, yeah, long time ago, Jimmy.
Yeah, I remember that. I think it was in 1971. Yes. Red Bastine, I think he did not, for whatever reason, he decided against naming his old partner, Billy Red Lions, there. But he decided to put name the Crusher as his tag team partner there.
After Hercules Cortez got killed, yep, that was his partner. Yeah, well, you couldn't ask for. I remember we used to watch them in Chicago. The Crusher and the Bruiser cousins, man, they'd be wrestling somebody, and all of a sudden he would call the other one over, and this went either way, and they would be shaking heads, and all of a sudden they go back to wrestling. The other one hop down and go leave the arena, the area there, and come back and climb up there and tag off, and the other one would leave, and they come back, then they get serious and win the match. But someone asked him, what do you do when you guys leave? He goes, go to the back and drink some beer.
I definitely believe that. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, hey, Bob, I'll let you go. Maybe we'll talk on 3-9 later tonight. I'm just getting ready to wrap up the net here, but you have a good evening, and if I don't talk to you any more tonight, we got baseball to watch and listen to starting tomorrow. So, thank you for checking in, Bob. Talk to you later. K9G Shelby.
Okay, Jimmy, have a good one there. I might be on 3-9 later. Wife's home tonight. She only worked till 7. Supposed to work till 6 in the morning, but the other place, she was booted off the schedule. I mean, someone there wanted to work over. So, anyway. All right, we talk to you later. K9G, Sarah 9ZXK.
Talk to you later. Okay. Last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Before I close it down, please call now. Last call for Ratchet Jaw.
KC9GCR. Here is KC9YI, Kilo Charlie 9 Yankee India.
KC9YI, good evening, Scott. I thought about you. I just got in a room. I put you down. You're checking number 43. What's going on with you?
Oh, it sounds like you had a good turnout for the net tonight at 43. That's getting up there, Jim. Well, I just got off 160 meters here. We had company here, and I usually just check into a group of guys on 160 on Friday night too. So, just got done with them and heard you on here and talking to Bob there. So I thought I'd try to get checked in here yet tonight.
That's good. That's good. We were talking about pro wrestling. World Wrestling Entertainment is coming to Rockford this coming Sunday. They're going to be at the BMO Center. They're going to have several matches there. That's what I do this every year when they're coming to Rockford, this Friday Night Fun Net. I always ask everybody who their all-time favorite professional wrestler was back in the day or nowadays.
Oh, yeah, I think I do remember you saying that. You know, I never followed it. Boy, I know a lot of people really enjoy that, and it's always interesting. We'll put it that way. It's a lot of action.
Boy, ain't that the truth? Yeah, that's a lot of action, all right.
Yeah, did they get the electricity pretty much going in Freeport yet, or are they still working on it?
We only have about, I think, 1,000 people here in Stevenson County who are still without power, but for the most part, everything's sort of calmed down now. Everything's trying to get back to normal, if you would there.
Yeah, a friend of mine over in Schulzburg lost his 160-meter antenna. It kind of bent over in two there, and I haven't talked to Chet yet. Kind of wondering about him. I've tried getting into the Savannah repeater a couple times, but my antenna isn't very efficient when there's ice on it. We're getting a little snow here tonight, but anyway, I'll have a little something to shovel in the morning.
Oh yeah, it sounds good. I think it's supposed to be snowing here too. It's just gonna take a look out the window here. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know if you heard or not, that WTVO, WQRF, and Rockford Channel 17 and 39, respectively, they had to evacuate their building yesterday morning because of the guy wires in their tower were coming loose, and the tower was kind of slanting low, so they decided to evacuate there. So they had to have their newscast. They moved all their newscasts there to the Rockford Rivets baseball park. That's where they were yesterday, and that's where they were tonight. Just got done watching their news there.
Is that right? Wow. I suppose I've heard, other people talk about the big chunks of ice that will come down off of guy wires and off of a tower like that. I mean, how dangerous it is even just to be underneath it.
Oh boy, a person could get killed that way. That's for sure. So, okay, I mentioned about the Sunday night net there. So that's about it there. So nothing much happening here, Scott. So I'll say 7-3 and getting ready to. I guess you're going to be my last check-in anyway for the night. So I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you on Sunday night.
Real good, Jim. Yeah, I was kind of surprised to hear you still going at it here tonight. So you have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI Clear.
It's got K9GCR. Okay, last call for any stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net. With or without traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Well, it was a great Friday Night Fun Net tonight, folks. I want to thank everybody for checking in, and have a good evening and enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you down the log on some of the other nets. This concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, February 24th, 2023. I am now closing down this net and return the repair and the frequency to normal amplitude radio use at 10:42 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see, that would be 4 hours, 42 minutes Zulu time with a total of 43 check-ins overall. This net is now closed. Repair is now open for normal amplitude radio use. 7-3 to everybody. Have a good evening. This is K9GCR wishing you all a very pleasant good night. 7-3. KD9MED, KD9MED, K9GCR. Sorry to keep you up late, Mike, but go ahead and post it. 2 hour and 42 minute net with a total of 43 check-ins. I'm going to tell you what. That guy got on there about an hour or so before the net started. He was what happened, but he was carrying on. I said, okay, this is going to stop. The FCC's been notified. You're going to Leavenworth Prison. Here he had a tape recorder. He was playing it back, but thank God he didn't come on the air tonight at all. I got a question about one on the call sign too, but we'll leave it at that. 7-3. Okay, Mike. Thanks for all you do. We'll talk to you next Friday night. K9GCR clear. 7-3. Good night. Will do. Thanks. K9GCR. Good night.